Hello again, and welcome back to another daily technical analysis video. In this video, we'll be covering Ethereum. So again, to reiterate from the last video, on the weekly time frames, we do see a potential double bottom here, and we are playing towards the upside thus far. This has also added confluence with the bullish divergence seen on the RSI with a flat bottom here and obviously a rising RSI here. Now, what would add more confluence to the upside is obviously that the 10 EMA closing back above the 55 yellow. Okay, not only that, it would also be bullish to see the price action close above the weekly pivot as well, and even a cross up of the stochastics here. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to happen now, but those extra signals would add more to the bullishness of the trend. Anyways, going on to the daily time frame, we still have that pennant that we were discussing. It has broken out, and again, we're still waiting on those targets. We are still steadily rising, and that is again inevitably our target that we're going for, $3,800. Now I really like it. Not only is it that the target of this triangle, but it's also in confluence with that daily R3. Our momentum is towards the upside with the rising of the price action, which also adds more confluence. And I'm just going to say it one more time, but we did see a uptrending up here, and then the RSI actually go into a range here, and it's actually that triangle. We did lead a breakout before the price action did. Obviously right here, there was a breakout at the 16th of March, but we were still in the middle of the pattern before 2 days later breaking out on the 18th. So clearly the RSI had been leading that breakout before it actually did. Now I'm going to completely get rid of it because we already know this, and it is not necessary to know anymore. Okay, again, stochastics are towards the upside, has a lot more room for expansion, not only in the bullish territory above 60, above 65, or even above 70, but also for that overbought territory at the 80. Once we hit above there, we can see a bullish strength, even more bullish strength, and I could definitely see more to the upside. As for our EMAs, we did recently have the 55, so the 1055 cross, so the 10 EMA white crossing above the yellow 55 EMA right here. Not only that, we potentially will see the 55 EMA cross above the blue 377 EMA, and that would obviously add more confluence to the upside. Now we are going upwards. We didn't really have an official retest of this 10 EMA, so we could see even just like some sort of retest before. It's not guaranteed, nothing's guaranteed, but we could see like a retest for a higher low, even just for the uptrend. It may not happen now though. We could also see continuation even up to the 200 EMA red before slowly coming down and waiting for that 10 EMA retest. But as of right now, this signal right here is very bullish, especially with the break of this triangle. Okay, now again, I'm actually going to pull back out to the weekly, and we can see something as well that is pretty important, and it's this rising channel that we've been playing since January 2021. Literally, wow. And it's got two tops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bottoms potentially, and that double bottom at the bottom of this channel too, so that's pretty good. That's a very bullish sign that we could see potentially higher levels. Not only were we aiming for that channel, oh no, that's actually perfect. That target that we discussed, where it's a daily R3 and the target of this triangle is in confluence with this median of this channel, so that adds more confluence for this level. Okay, now if we do break above that, obviously we're looking for maybe all-time highs at $5,300, which is very impressive, but it will take time. Okay, so that's it for the daily. Let's go back to the 4-hour. Oh, one thing I do want to point out is not really. On the hourly, we do see that we are obviously uptrending. Potentially there's a wedge here. I'll have to draw it out, but I do see that this daily, the 4-hour, the hourly pivot from here, from last week, is lower than the hourly pivot that it is right now. So because of this incline, we are getting bullish. If we do look at the pivots back for three times, we've ended this downward streak. It's been downwards for quite some time, and now we are starting to go back up, which is pretty bullish. As long as we maintain above the pivot, we could see these higher levels being hit. It would be no surprise actually. Okay, one thing that does concern us a little bit is this cross on the stochastics. It's rejecting this bullish territory at the 70 to 80. But even then, we are in the upper neutral territory, so that is still pretty bullish on that end. This could simply just be a retracement, or just even a reset before it continues to go up. Maybe just a slight move like this. I cannot I cannot assume those, but all I can say is that we are still in the bullish area, but we want to be careful if it just continues to go down. Now, one thing to pay attention to as well is that the RSI, yeah, again, we are in the upper region, but we are still trending below this 50 moving average. To be more bullish, we want to see it stay and maintain above that 50 EMA, just like this one right here, or 50 moving average, sorry. So we are still eyeing those two. That means there's a lot more potential to the upside if that does happen, but as of right now, we want to be wary about that. Now, let's see if I can pull any trend lines and see what is going on. Yes, okay. What I can do is actually pull out a fib channel. I'm going to go from the top here to the top over there and bring it right down. There. Okay. I think I already had that right here. Perfect. So clearly we are trending in this ascending channel. That's all right. I mean, I like uptrending on an upsending rising channel because then if it does come back down to those levels to reset, to retest, they're obviously higher than the previous levels, right? So we can slowly bounce off and go up. Now, as of right now, we are in the upper region of that channel, right? So we could see a continuation down to the bottom, but do bear in mind that we could just stop at the median. So what we want to do is pay attention to the median, the 0.5 and the 0.25, and finally the bottom. Obviously, you would have less risk buying at the lower levels, because then that's obviously the bottom of the channel. Like, you can play the channel as it is, and it wouldn't be a concern, and it has less likelihood of coming down. But again, if it does break down these, we want to watch for those closures and retest, and we can play the way down. But as of right now that I realize that we are in this range, given that this stochastics has crossed, it is likely that we're going to see some sort of fall retracement, even just to create a higher low, even higher than this, maybe just all the way back down, retest the HR1, which is a possibility actually, or again the other levels. Now, one thing that's pretty bullish is that the 55 yellow EMA is crossing above that 377 EMA blue, right? So this could be a bullish sign because we're finally breaking up above the 377, which has been quite some time, right? If I scroll out, the 55 hasn't crossed it since the December of 2021. So since the beginning of the year, essentially. That's where it crossed down and we hit a bear market, right? So if we do cross above that, we could potentially see added confluence for a further rise. So that's a pretty bullish sign. But again, because of the stochastics, EMA, or the RSI, we can definitely see, and the range top, we can definitely see maybe a retest and potentially buy-ins that we want to be paying attention for. But in general, everything just seems pretty bullish right now, and that's it for Ethereum. Hope you learned something from it. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. All right, cheers.